I think it's safe to say that the New York City COVID czar was not following the 6-foot rule. Let's talk about it. How's everybody doing? My name is Anthony Brian Logan, and today we got to talk about the so-called NYC COVID czar, a guy by the name of Jay Varma. He is on videotape, and shout out to Stephen Crowder yet again for doing your project, Veritas, James O'Keefe. Shout out to you doing some good work. He admitted here in this undercover video that there were some sex parties happening in New York City that he was a part of during C-19, the lockdowns, the vaccine mandates, all this, that, and the third. And as a matter of fact, he's the one who convinced Mayor Eric Adams to make it be a mandate. So this guy, who we're going to see in a minute, is the reason why if you were a New York City employee during this time, you were required to get the C-19 vaccination or you lose your job. Now, wasn't there a lawsuit where guys and girls were able to get their money back? I'm not quite sure how the whole thing was resolved, but I think that was part of it. And this guy is the reason, or a big part of the reason, why they even existed. Now, can we get some apologies? Can Kyrie Irving get an apology for basically having to be traded from the Brooklyn Nets to, what was he on, the Mavericks now? Can we get an apology for him for standing up for himself, not wanting to get the vax? Because guys like this were in charge who shouldn't have been in charge. They have rules for us, but they do whatever they want. That's the whole thing. Rules for thee, but not for me. Now, before I get any more triggered, let's get into the actual video. And of course, I will link to this entire thing in the box. Again, shout out to Stephen Crowder and his team for this particular undercover video. But without further ado, let's go ahead and roll it.
I actually was the one who convinced the mayor to make it a mandate.
Like, New York City found out that you're having sex parties during COVID?
Yeah, it would have been a big deal. Yeah, it would have been real bad. We went to some, like, underground, like, dance party, like, underneath a bank in Wall Street. And we were all rolling.
Now, let's just pause for a second, okay? This is Dr. Jay Varma, former senior advisor for public health, NYC Mayor's Office, 2020 to 2021. This is right during C-19 at the very beginning, okay? And he's the one that directed policy or in some kind of way helped it go forward. He's talking about during C-19, they had to let out some steam and have a little bit of fun. So underground sex party beneath the bank on Wall Street, on drugs, everything else, why not? Why not? And I'm 100% sure that there was some LGBT action. So they can do that and it's fine during C-19, but you can't. Gavin Newsom, another one. Stay in your house, slow to spread, wear a mask, get vaxxed. But he's out at French Laundry having a good old time with his healthcare buddies, mind you. So they're out having dinner, no 6-foot distancing, chilling. But they want you to be in the house. They want you to be on the vax. If you get injured, oh, well, it is what it is. We got our money, so what? Let's keep on going.
We're all taking Molly and everybody's high. And I was so happy because I hadn't done that in like a year and a half, like a year or whatever. And but I was looking around being like, I wonder if he sees me. Because this was not COVID friendly.
Yeah, not very COVID friendly at all. And I think people are seeing you right now, sir. They see you now and they don't like what you did.
The only way I could do this job for the city was if I had some way to blow off steam every now and then. You guys think about it.
Yeah, you got to, I mean, look, you got a stressful job. You got to blow off some steam. So what better way than to get high up under a bank during C-19 when you shouldn't be? What better way to do it, right?
Because hotels didn't want people gathering there. Because I was like running the entire COVID talk in the city. My wife and I like had one with our friends, like in August of like that first summer. So we rented a hotel. It was fun. We all like took like, Molly and just like, it was like 8 or 9 of us and 10 or 8 to 10 of us in a room and everybody had a blast because everybody was like so pent up because it had been like, everybody was just like stuck together and stuff like that. Yeah. And sometimes it isn't so much about like bigotry and sex. Some of it's just something about like bodies being close to each other, like just being like naked with friends. Okay, so there's a lot here. First of all, he's married to a woman. I find that kind of hard to believe. But then again, he's talking about, oh, we're just being naked with friends. And it's not even about, just straight up regular traditional fornication. We're just, hanging out, being naked. Yeah. And again, I'm sure there's LGBT. I'm sure there was men and women just doing whatever with each other. Okay. That's the kind of underground world that these people live in.
and they want to dictate to you morality and things of this nature. It's a joke. It's a complete joke. Okay. People like this should not be in charge of public policy.
Was that like when everything was locked down?
But it was like the summer of 2020. So like walk around the streets and you could eat outdoors.
Did you have like any mandates in place?
There wasn't any restrictions on gathering. Like you could actually gather people. The hotels didn't want us to have parties, but they weren't gonna like.
Yeah.
It's so funny. It's like because I did all this like deviant like sexual stuff while I was like like on TV and all this stuff.
Yeah.
And people like, aren't you afraid? Aren't you embarrassed? And I was like, no, actually, I'm like really like I love being my authentic self.
So the way we do it in public health is we make it very uncomfortable to be unvaccinated.
Oh, here we go. Here we go. About the vax.
Don't expect your education to change your behavior. I'm just gonna make it really hard for you to do your job. You can't get a job. You can't go to a restaurant. You can't go to school. It's like, I'm just gonna get vaccinated.
Oh my God, that's totally crazy. And I know a lot of you guys experienced that. And before I continue, how do you guys feel hearing it straight from the horse's mouth? I mean, we've been saying it for years. We've been saying it since COVID started, that these people are just trying to intimidate you. They're trying to bully you. They're trying to make you get this vax that they don't know anything about. Okay. And here he is saying it. Well, we're making it very hard for you. You can't get a job. You can't do X, Y, and Z, this, that, and the third. So you just, they want to break your will. They want to demoralize you. So you just go ahead and get it done. I never, and I knew that they would try this from the beginning, but I never relented. Never, ever relented. Now, I know it's easy for me to say I'm self-employed and been that way for 20 years. So it's easy for me to say that, but still, and I live in a free state. Now, if I was in New York City and I had a regular job and I got a family and I got kids, it's a whole different ballgame. It may not be so easy for me to just dismiss the vaccination because I need that money. I need to make a living for my family. But luckily, again, I'm not in that situation. Thank God.
So was it technically like kind of forcing you?
Yeah, that's what you force people by making it really uncomfortable.
So yeah, there's more to that. There's more, but you get the general idea of what's going on. You have the COVID Czar in New York City from 2020 to 2021 who convinced Eric Adams to make the vaccination be a mandate. This guy is pretty much doing whatever he wants. He's living his best life, married and having sex parties with men, women, who knows what other kind of species are in the room with him. He's doing whatever you want. You know what I noticed as I close? These people that want to dictate policy for us, they do whatever they want. Okay, they live their life however. It's no big deal for them to just break laws and break rules that they want to set for us. They feel like we need rules. We need certain limitations on how we operate. They need to be the ones who are in control. Meanwhile, they can't even control themselves. They can't even keep the situation up in their pants. So somebody like that, I don't want to hear anything from. And I think government is filled with these kind of people. But I think I'll leave that right there for now. And what say you? Do you think that these kind of individuals, like the guy we just saw, the NYC COVID Czar, Gavin Newsom, do you think these people just say anything to try and keep us in line, to make us do certain things for their own benefit, for the benefit of someone else? Is it to try and just fill the pockets of big pharma, which will fill the pockets of the federal government? Whatever your thoughts are, let me know in the comments below. You guys know where I'm at. I mean, this kind of thing is not surprising to me. I expect this kind of behavior from these people, okay? Washington, D.C., Capitol Hill is the absolute worst, the belly of the beast. If you want an accurate representation of what Capitol Hill is really like, watch the movie Devil's Advocate with Keanu Reeves and what's my man's name? Al Pacino. Watch that movie. That's pretty much Capitol Hill. But also in some of your cities, that's not DC, that's not the federal LAs. You got NYC, Chicago, LA. You got some really despicable things going on from the people that tell you how to live your life. From those who say you got to get the vax, you got to stay home, you can't gather, you can't wear, you have to wear a mask in the restaurant, and then when you get inside, take it off. These things make no sense. They didn't make any sense from the beginning. And you know why they didn't make any sense? Because these things come from people who are barely able to add 2 plus 2 and get 4 themselves. Okay, they barely above the competency level, yet they're making public policy. So the moral of the story, as I close for real, do what you want. do what you want. I'm not saying go out there and violate the law and violate someone's rights, but use a little bit of common sense. If they say, oh, 6 feet apart, and they got little stickers on the ground in the grocery store, don't listen to that. You know inherently it doesn't make any sense. Trust your intuition, trust your brain the first time, rather than just relying upon them to tell you whatever they want you to know. But whatever your thoughts are, please let me know in the comments below. And that is all I got to say for this video. If you like what you heard, please comment, rate, share, and subscribe. Peace.